So let me talk a little bit about what it means to be a getting to yes community. And sometimes I think that when people think about negotiation or they think about trying to make change, they have a little bit of this in mind, which is they're ready to take a leap and they perhaps do that and other people aren't on the same page with them and waiting behind, when you really need everybody to leap together to make a difference. So, what does it really mean to be a getting to yes community? When I talked to Lori, she said, it'd be useful to really try to highlight what's the value of this. And I think the first thing is that you are in this together. There's no way around it. You live together. And I was having a conversation with somebody before, this is a smaller community and everybody knows what everybody does. The benefit of a bigger community is not everybody knows that sometimes. And sometimes that's okay. But where you are, everybody knows. And so the more you can realize that and work on challenges and problems, the better off you're going to be. What I find and where I find a lot of people getting stuck is that they tend to get stuck on the people. The people they're dealing with are difficult, the people that come down the road aren't doing what they want. And really the issue is to focus on what's the problem that we're trying to deal with and not the person, not getting hung up on the individual, but realizing that they need to be part of the process. I learned early on that if you leave people out of processes, your life is much harder than having difficult people in them. And it's not easy, but it's true. And you'll bring a lot of ire toward you if you start down roads and people think that they should be part of a process and they're not included. So when you're thinking about that, it's really important to remember and look at what's the bigger picture. Who are the people that really need to be part of this process? And really, you need folks with different perspectives and different attitudes to find the best solutions. There's a great quote by a guy named Hamilton Mabie who said, remember, a kite rises against, not with the wind. And too often when we have people who all think the same, we don't get to the best solutions. We get to solutions, but there may be something better out there. And so pushback is a good thing. And when you engage in these kinds of processes, you ultimately find out what matters most to people. You're not going to find what matters most to people in the media, despite the fact that we think that a lot of the time. You're only going to find it by engaging in a process where you can really explore with them. And people feel comfortable doing that. And also, what's really critical is that you have the skill sets, and you've already started down that road, which is great. But one of the big problems is that people don't know there's a different way. And your challenge is to help them to understand, we can actually solve these things if we know how to do it and if we have a process that people will engage with.